Coal mining is my job, but a man has to be tough to stand up to it. My father worked in the mines, and his father before him. Like me, they worked on the coal. Down, straight down into the depths of the earth they'd go. For mile after mile, following the seam, they'd dig their way along the low, dark tunnels. They worked on contract. A contract miner was paid for the coal he produced, so a man didn't waste time digging dirt and stone. They dug the coal and filled the skips the same way as it had been done for generations before them. Although you'll still find these methods in some of the mines today, they're now on the way out. Modern industry needs more and more coal, so production had to be increased. Ideas were introduced to speed up production, such as clipping the skips onto a moving rope. It moved the coal faster than the horses did, but the only way to increase output was to mechanize the mines. The introduction of machines meant that miners were no longer pick and shovel men. We became mechanists, electricians, maintenance men. Conditions improved. Today, there's a stricter supervision of health. No man's permitted to work in a mine without first getting a clearance from the doctor. When we're past physically fit and given a permit, we have to return to the Joint Coal Board's Medical Bureau every 3 years for a checkup. With mechanization came a number of changes in working conditions. In a mine, we've always had to be on guard against coal dust for health and safety reasons. Today, to prevent coal dust explosions, the walls are sprayed with finely ground limestone. Some mines use battery cars. Others use diesel motor transport. We're carried to within walking distance of the coal face. In a mechanized mine, instead of being on contract, we work regular hours, 8 hours a day, Monday to Friday. We work in teams under a leader who's like a foreman. With each team, there's a coal cutting machine. It takes skill to operate and control this 8-ton machine. A number of cuts are made so the coal will break up easily when the explosives are fired. In each section, there's a driller. He takes over after the cutting machine is finished. The safety of the men is the first consideration in the mine, so no risks are taken by the shot firer. Anything up to 100 tons of coal are brought down in a single blast. We start work at 7 in the morning. Lunch, or crib as we call it, is taken at 11 o'clock. We don't leave the mine, but eat in a crib room underground. Urns of tea are brought down from the surface. Many of the men bring their crib from home, but there's a canteen at most of the mines. In my father's day, a man ate his crib at the coalface. Our crib room is set up near the coalface in a cut-through. It's moved to keep up with the section as we follow the scene. There are some keen domino players in our section. Some of the dart players are pretty good too. "11:30, and the deputy calls back to work." In a mechanized mine, we hardly touch the coal, and some of the old-timers say that it isn't mining. But they have to admit that not everyone can operate a mechanical loader. The loader gathers up 7 tons of coal in 55 seconds and loads it into a shuttle car. The latest development in mechanized mining is the continuous coal miner. This machine doesn't wait for the coal to be drilled and blown. It goes in after it. It's used on soft seams, doing away with the need of the cutter and the loader. It cuts into the coal and loads it straight into a shuttle car. Within a couple of minutes, the shuttle cars take the coal to a conveyor belt, which carries it out of the mine. Where a seam is near the surface, coal can be mined by open cut methods. But wherever it's practical today, the mines are mechanized. The latest equipment is being used in mines in the Newcastle area, the South Coast, and the western fields of New South Wales. At 2:30, we return to the surface. Before we knock off, we wash and change at the mine. By the time we're dressed, it's 3 o'clock. End of work and the rest of the day to ourselves. Some go straight home. Some head for the local. Others go to football practice. Sailing's a favourite sport with a lot of the younger men who work near Lake Macquarie. In the Newcastle area, there are almost 50 bowling clubs. The managers and the men bowl together as members of the same clubs. Living conditions have changed, and housing's changed too. In place of the old miners' row, we're building modern cottages. There's a story told that once men were charged with fraud for selling black stones to householders. Today, those black stones are essential to our present way of life. Coal provides the power and the energy for industries, for railways, and for powerhouses. Millions of tons of coal are used every year in the manufacture of steel. Coal supplies important byproducts like coke and domestic gas, plastics and nylon, and many valuable drugs and chemicals. Coal is still a vital necessity in this modern age, and the progress of the coal industry depends on the modern methods of production and on the skill of the modern coal miner.